While AWS is still in shell-shocked state in terms of generative AI, others are creating lots of tools on top of AWS using ChatGPT and other generative AI technology. Alex Sima has created this AI-powered search and chat for AWS documentation, which is quite cool. So instead of now scouring through the whole AWS documentation, you can simply come here and ask this chatbot questions, and it has already scraped all the AWS documents out there in the public domain, and it will try to give you the answer. Let's instead of just asking few simple questions, let's ask it few of the complex ones or bit tricky ones. So let's ask what is the function of the command EC to create group, create security group. Let's see what it does. Sometimes it takes bit of a time, but still good enough. Now, as you can see, it has given me the full command with the description and also the documentation sources from the AWS documentation. And one of the good thing is you can simply click on this link on the right hand side and go to the source website or document. Let's see if it could come here about spot instances. Okay, that is again good enough. Now let's see if it can answer me some of the scenario questions like when will you incur cost with Elastic IP. So it says that you will incur the cost with Elastic IP in following situation. It's not associated with stop instance, which is bang on target. Okay, now let's ask it one of the interview questions. Okay, so this is basically um, a full interview question which I got from the internet, where we're asking it a scenario question about a video transcoding application, and then what how this will go in and perform this task. Click enter, and now this should be interesting. Okay, so let's check the first answer. It says that you might want to isolate the resource consumption of some of your jobs, and then it goes about media convert processes. But as you can see, it hasn't really returned me really spot on answer. It has just given me a random answer. Now, similarly, it has just given me a conceptual guide about the queues from the AWS Elemental Media Convert. And I'm not even sure that if this service is the answer here. This last answer about Amazon Elastic Transcoder seems bit promising. Okay, now let's see. There is another common question in terms of interview about S3 where we're asking it that you need to set up an S3 bucket to serve static asset for your public facing internet application, and that technique can make sure that all objects uploaded to the bucket are set to public read. Yeah, let's see what it does because it is quite a vague and abstract question. Now it has gone in and just given me again a very abstract answer, which is quite good. Now let's ask it a final question. I have a CloudFront distribution and I want to redirect the URL from there. What CloudFront feature could I use for this URL redirection? And remember, the more your prompt is representative of your requirement, the more better the answer will be. Okay. Now it is saying that okay, sorry. Okay. To redirect a URL from Amazon CloudFront, you can use a CloudFront feature called alternate domain name, which is totally wrong. Um, because CNAME is mostly in the Route 53. It is so I was hoping that it will return me the cloud function or lambda attach, but it hasn't really mentioned in the first response. If you go to the second one, again, I don't see any um, mention of the cloud function here. It mainly is, I think it has confused the CloudFront with Route 53. Anyway, so you can see it's not perfect, but still, because it hasn't, the reason I think of it not being producing the correct answers for interview question is that the data set is only the AWS documentation. It is not using the whole public internet, maybe Stack Overflow or Glassdoor or stuff like that. But as far as simple AWS concepts are concerned, to be fair, I think it works with those. For example, if you just ask is what is AWS pinpoint service? Now let's see what it does. This is in the documentation. Okay. Now, yeah, so yeah, it is bang on target. So as long as you have questions about AWS services, AWS features, then it is very handy. But as soon as you deviate from that and start asking it some conceptual questions, it starts hallucinating. I hope that you liked it. Still a very handy tool, and hats off to Alex Sima who has created this. Um, it is very useful. I hope that you liked this video. If you have any questions or any feedback, please put it in the comment section. And if you like the channel, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much.